quick preface once again. This video is out later than it should be. I've got to finish this season. I'm not going to leave it midway through. I know the F123 game's out already. Just bear with me a couple of more weeks. To be honest, I still need to do 4 more mornings. I still need to do the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, which I'll probably stream on Twitch to be the second race on Twitch this game. I did the first race all the way back at the beginning of the game. Anyway, and then I got to do the 3 after season morning stuff. So I get that done, and then I might be getting the game earlier than my birthday. So you still won't know when that is, and so I might be able to get away. Might be able to get underway with the F123 stuff in as little as about 4 weeks, maybe about 6-8 weeks. I don't know how far my birthday is from here. But anyway, French Grand Prix. Let's get straight into qualifying. Right, Q1. We started off strong. 2 purple sectors, Sector 2 and Sector 3. Max had purple Sector 1, resulting in 8 milliseconds ahead of me after the first laps. Sainz was P3, Hamilton P4, Perez P7, Alonso P8, meaning that Ocon and Charles both outside the top 10. Did they stay there? Absolutely not. Max finished the session P1. We finished P2. Max improved on his lap time. Leclerc and Hamilton P5 and 6, with Alonso in P9, respective teammates. Sainz P3, Perez P14, and Ocon P12, and of course we're Hamilton's teammate. So let's get straight to Q2. Started off very similar, a little bit larger of a gap to Verstappen in P1 this time. We still had 2 purple sectors, Sector 2 and Sector 3. Max with Sector 1 purple again, 77 milliseconds to Max this time. And Hamilton was P3, Leclerc P6, Sainz P7, which meant Perez and Alonso outside the top 10. Did they stay there? Well, let's have a look. Max stayed P1, of course, no change in his lap time. Of course, same for me and Hamilton. P1, 2 and 3. Charles P5, Alonso P7, getting into top 10. How about the respective teammates? Well, Perez P11, knocked out. We're Hamilton's teammate. Sainz P8 and Ocon out in P15. So straight on to Q3. Got the 2 purple sectors again, Sector 2 and Sector 3, of course. However, this time Charles had the purple Sector 1, and we were 5/10 clear of him in P1. Charles P2, Hamilton P3, Sainz P4, Verstappen and Alonso P6 and 7. Did they stay in all those positions at the end of the session? Well, I kind of made sure that happened, kind of by accident. I went out. I can't remember why. I already had a 5/10 gap, but I just wanted to make sure that I got pole. So I did. That's why it's 1.2 seconds to Charles. P1, Charles P2, Hamilton P3. The rest of our rivals, Verstappen P6, Alonso P8, and the respective teammates. Well, we're Hamilton's teammate. Charles' teammate Sainz in 4th, and obviously Perez and Ocon were already knocked out. Now, that's qualifying out of the way. Let's get straight to the race.
It's a great day for racing here at Le Castellet, and the drivers are making their final preparations on the grid. Let's hope for a thrilling contest then, here at the French Grand Prix. 6 lefts and 9 rights give us a total of 15 corners here at the circuit Paul Ricard, and a lap covers an overall distance of 3.6 miles. Average speeds will be somewhere in the region of 142 miles per hour, and they'll be maxing out on the Mistral Straight at around 205 miles per hour. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. What a qualifying yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Sainz, Alex Albon, and Verstappen, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Joe, and Valtteri Bottas, Perez, Magnussen, Sebastian Vettel, and Stroll, Ocon, Mick Schumacher, Pierre Gasly, and Daniel Ricciardo, Tsunoda, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Natalie Pinkham joins me once again in the commentary box. It's fantastic to have you with us today. I'm curious though, how do you think the drivers stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It'll keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
So here we are on the grid for the French Grand Prix. Let's look at what everyone else is on. Medium tyres for everyone. Good.
Here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
I won't. Let's go straight to the 2-stop. Medium, soft. Let's see what we can do to optimise that. As you may have seen with the weather icons, there is going to be a little bit of rain towards the end of the race. 0, 5, 10, 15, 30, between 30 and 45 minutes into the race. 60, 90, 120, yep. And it'll end 90 to 120. So that does mean that the rain will probably end at the end of the race and come out just after our first pit stop. So let me just check that again. 5, 10, 15, 30, yeah, 35 to 40. We do know that the rain has been coming earlier. Austria. Yeah, there was rain at Austria. I don't know why I forgot that. Rain at Austria, rain at Canada, rain at Monaco. All come like 20 minutes earlier. So, we will have to keep an eye on that and hopefully strat works out. I believe it will. So yeah, let's just go out there, win the Grand Prix like we can. Changed fuel, good fuel saving in practice. Hopefully it will stay the same for the race. And if it doesn't, we've got the rain to cover our backs. So let's go. Straight into weekend clip. Start formation lap. And away we go.
Not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice starts. Push the RPM on the full start. We don't want you to bog down.
This is probably why I'm so bad at starts. Because I don't actually practice on the formation lap. I try to warm up my tyres. Yeah, probably. I mean, I do need to warm up my tyres, but I probably shouldn't wheel spin so much at the beginning on the formation lap. I think I should just drive a lap. I can't remember the last time that I had an actually good start in the dry. So I'm going to have to go back and check the records of that. No spin there, just very careful. Now, the real reason this is a clip. There you go, 15 minutes. That's not 30 to 45. Welcome to the French Grand Prix. We normally go well around here because it's a high-speed circuit. So, let's go straight into it. There is some forecasted rain about 45 minutes into the race. At the moment it's clear skies, so it's looking like it will be 45 minutes. Unlike Monaco, Canada and Austria all came early. It's lights out in a way I didn't go. Poor start from me, and by turn 1 we're already P6. Absolutely wonderful. Max has had a little wobble with Lando though. Let's see if we can capitalise on that. Lewis and Carlos were going side by side, however Max able to overtake him. Lando gets a bit held up. We go down the inside at turn 4, 5, 6, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is turn 5. Okay, end of sector 1, nothing else happened lap 1. We can go to the beginning. I think nothing else happened. Oh, Joe got a warning somewhere. So I suppose we have to see this. Actually, we don't have to, I just show it because I can. Madman Alex. You might be able to do it, you know, actually. Not quite. Oh, little contact. That's worthy of a collision warning. I'll show you what's worthy of a collision warning later. We just didn't react. I don't know why. It's really weird. And then we just got a bunch of wheel spin. 5 positions into turn 1. However, we kind of made that 4 when we overtook Lando. So you can see Carlos and Lewis going side by side. Max goes round the outside of Lewis as Carlos pulls ahead. I then go round the outside of Lando at turn 4, complete the move at turn 5, give him the space, and we're up into P5 once again. See, space was given. There is enough room there for a McLaren F1 car. Never mind the fact that he would have gone on the curb. I use that exit curb. Why can't he? If that's everything from lap 1, then I believe we can go straight to lap 3. Just want to see this collision warning. It's barely anything. You see that from Alex. Weird game physics. As soon as they let go, his angle changes, but he's still going the right way, which is really weird. Anyway, we tried overtaking Lewis. I don't think there was any point showing this, but as I've come on to it. We just went too wide, tried to do what we did in the F2 on the F1 2020 game. Almost worked. I like trying to go around the outside of corners like that. I don't think I haven't made a move at turn 12 in ages. That used to be my favourite spot. Lap 3. Virtual safety car got pulled somewhere as I was trying to overtake Lewis. No, never mind. I did overtake Lewis before virtual safety car. So we're going around his outside of turn 1. I don't need to show you the pre-build up, but we go around the outside inside turn 2, and we put ourselves up into P2. Valtteri falls down the order. You can assume what happens to him. He calls the virtual safety car. Him and Magnussen, I think. Anyway, quick on board with Lewis. Down the outside. No contact, keep it clean, give him space. Although it's not much space, but there is space. You can't tell me I didn't. Lewis drifting right a bit, all over the place. Hit the apex of 1, apex 2, yep, space. Not my fault he didn't take it. Not my problem that he didn't take it. So, Valtteri, what did you do on lap 3? You did something. I wouldn't have been surprised if he got a warning for corner turn, but the AI don't do that, so no. Although, he must have had contact with Magnussen. So Magnussen pulls over, locks up. Oh! Okay. That's Magnussen's fault. Unsafe rejoin. How? I don't want to do victim blaming, but Valtteri, he kind of just drives into Magnussen. I know Magnussen's rejoining unsafely, but like, the car's there, don't drive into it. So yeah, that would be a penalty for Magnussen, but Valtteri still has done something wrong. And virtual safety car now gets called. We'll watch on board Stroll. This will be funny. So Magnussen locks up, goes wide off the circuit, tries to rejoin. Bottas. It's not Bottas's fault. He shouldn't drive straight into Magnussen, but Magnussen's in the wrong still. I mean, what do you want him to do? You can barely see it, to be honest, because of the wheel. He tried to go. It's not Bottas' fault. He could have done more to save himself, but it's not his fault. I'm going the wrong way. So we got caught out by the virtual safety car. We had like a second on the Delta. It was really weird. Yeah, got caught out. So we had to wait till lap 5 before we were close enough to anyone again. Just the basics. DRS. Overtake, and we overtook Sainz around the outside of turn 1. He goes towards the inside a little bit more, tightens his own line. Thank you very much. Turn 2, already ahead, and up onto the podium now. There is a gap between Charles and Max, so if Max can drag us along towards Charles, we will stay behind him for now. But if you can't, then we're just going to overtake him. That's why we overtook Sainz, because we were already close enough to Max. Simple move, much better than Hamilton, with Hamilton, much quicker. So now we can go chase after the other two rivals in the championship. And as Sainz had already backed out before the corner, before the exit, I kind of just took the racing line. I didn't need to give space, so I didn't give space. Eventually we came, and you will see on the dash. Overtake, a little bit better, a little bit more, a little bit more, completely to the max. This is because if I used overtake, I was gonna get too close to overtaking him on the main straight. Yeah, pit straight. I'd call this the main straight, but probably called the back straight. Eventually I got bored. We were closing in on Charles, however, when I checked, it was like 4 laps in between when I checked, and the gap was 1.7 and 1.6 from me to Charles, yes. But I wanted to go get Charles now, because 1/10 for me is not really much in 4 laps, so I know I could do a little bit more, so I went and did a little bit more. So that's why I overtook Max now. We were gaining, but just not at the rate I wanted to. So DRS, ERS, a lot of ERS obviously because we saved it all behind Max. Towards the outside we went, tried to take the middle, however Max was kind of drifting, so we went completely to the outside. And we got ourselves up into P2, able to go chase after Charles now. Yeah, we did lose, well, technically we gained on Charles overall, but from Max's position, from P2's position, we lost 2 tenths. Because it was 1.2 before the overtake, now it is 1.4. It doesn't matter, because we're now P2 and we could go chase after Charles. It gave him plenty of space on the apex. And no contact whatsoever. Not even a wheel touch or front wing touch at all. So we can go straight to lap 11. Simple overtake. Towards the inside, faked. Go to the outside, round the outside. Inside turn 2, already ahead like we were with Carlos. However, we did make a little bit of a mistake on the exit, and Charles was able to re-overtake us. This meant we had to go chase him down again. However, we were already within DRS, and I was not messing about this time. So, because there's no one else to chase, so I didn't care about staying behind Charles a lot. So I just pulled out from the DRS on the back straight, Mistral straight, I'll just call it its name, towards the outside, pretty much already ahead. We rear to front wheel, but by turn 9 we were completely ahead and up into P1. No mistake on the exit of the corner this time. So, fake to the inside, move to the outside, a little bit risky. Probably dirty tyres. Nope, curb. Looks like the curb that spun me round. I don't think that was the curb. I don't know though. I'm going to try and listen to the engine. Yeah, I think that was more the curb because the engine revs don't go high. Not really anyway. Kind of very consistent. So I'm blaming that on the curb. I know I went on the curb, but I'm still blaming the curb. I can blame the curb. Doesn't mean I'm right to. I'm allowed to, but it doesn't mean I'm right. Towards the outside of turn 9 we went 8 then, and before turn 9 we were completely ahead and up into P1, and just in the nick of time as well, because you'll see in a minute I have to go on board Charles. That was smooth. Okay. Yep, ahead. It's so oh, that mistake is so funny. It's weird though, because Charles uses more curb than me. So I think it could have been a mix of more curb and throttle. And because of the curb I didn't have to put so much throttle to spin the car. Okay. And then on the Mistral straight, very quickly Charles defended in the middle, copying my tactic, and kind of dives into the apex. Doesn't work, as we gave him the space, no contact whatsoever, and cleanly up into P1 like we did with Max. However, it was all to stop as on lap 12 the rain arrived, and guess what, this is not 30 minutes into the race, so the weather forecast was wrong again. Came earlier. maybe I'm using the icons incorrectly. Maybe when I say the first icon is plus 5 minutes, maybe it's plus 0. But then again, there's no 2-hour one. But then there might be no. I don't know. It rained basically, and so at the end of this lap, no, next one, lap 13, we got the call to come into the box or into tyres, and with what happened at Monaco, definitely came in straight away. Not risking anything at all with the wet tyres. That was very close to a warning. Yeah, good stunt on the mediums, got back to that. Didn't mind how slow we got to first again, because we got there anyway. It would have been if we weren't first when this happened, then there would have been trouble. And technically there was trouble coming into the pit lane, because I got a call late on to say box. However, it is to box lap 14 because, as you'll see, Lewis also came in. So it's the box lap 14. A little bit unsafe release from the Merc guys there. However, it's fine. So yeah, as you saw, late call kind of broke the rules about the white line. However, it is fine, and come back into the race, lead on into tyres, just ahead of Seb, who tried to stay out on dry tyres. Trying not to double stack. Ferrari and Mercedes did that, although Mercedes, it wasn't by choice, it was by priority. I didn't understand why Lewis got priority and why I wasn't allowed to pit. Why I was told to pit lap 14. So I just pit lap 13 instead. You know what, it would be quicker. No, that didn't work. Sound effects don't work either. I don't know why I'm trying to be a bird. So, we got the call now, and there's the pit lane. Pulled into it, made sure that we didn't speed. What did Charles do? See, they all crossed the white line. I just did it later. So we're going on board with Fernando because he's who we got the unsafe release with. Jesus, Merc. That is a very small gap. That'd be a 5-second penalty. You really couldn't wait until after? Oh wow, Max got held a lot. Yeah, Joe was next in the lane. Couldn't wait a little bit longer. Like, we still would have got out ahead of Charles, because Charles would have been blocked by Fernando. Because he was blocked by Fernando, and we would have blocked him as well. Anyway, next up is lap 17. First track limit warning of the race. And as you can see, fairly easy to do so. You can barely tell where the corners are. Especially when it didn't rain in practice. I have no practice in these conditions whatsoever. I'm so confused. Where did our track extend? Oh. You buffoon. You absolute buffoon. Cut. So close. Oh, that's so annoying. That is actually so annoying. Lap. Jeez, we have to go a long way. Yep, that's right. 23 pit stop time. Got the call to go on to wet, and as you can see, it is quite heavy at the moment, so not a bad choice. And Charles behind us. Gained about a second and a half on him, so that when we came in, I don't think we got held up by him at all, because he would have gone. He went straight past, and especially when we brake a little bit early into the lane. So yeah, we're using wets for the first time this season, I think. So that'll be interesting. Actually following the white line, well, following the AI with the white line this time. No penalty, although I did mess up with the front wing angle, and so he had a slow stop, because I wasn't sure about pitting onto wets. So I was changing my front wing angle as I came into the box, and obviously missed the turning point. So we got an orange one for the first time actually, since the first season, because I don't know what the button was, but yeah, we tried changing the front wing to 20, but we were only able to change it to 18, which is annoying. But that's what happens when you try and decide on the in the final sector, in the final couple of seconds before you box. So I've only got myself to blame. I should have left it. Once I came in, I should have left it. Anyway, it didn't matter for too much longer, because lap 29 we were in again on to intermediates, and I've had a look at the race director afterwards. The tyres weren't that much slower, and so we probably could have just stayed on the inters. Charles was able to keep within a second of me the entire stint. I know, 5 laps. 6 actually. This is the 6th lap. But yeah, a little bit annoying. I'm not blaming that on the front wing, obviously that's just me being slow. And yeah, we're going to come in for inters. As you can see, Max and a couple others have already done so. I think we missed a box. No, we missed a box on this one. Max was the first guy to come in. Lewis came in, and so I said, "Box this lap, guys. Box this lap." Changed the front wing to 15 this time. I changed it immediately to 15 once I came out the pit lane, because I knew the only tyres we'd be able to go on to is inters, and so the front wing would have to go to the inters. Whereas when you're on the inters, it can go inters. It can be dries or wets, so it'd be either way. So I left it in the middle. That's why we had the issue. However, we come back into the race, and Max pitting a lap earlier was a very good choice, because he jumped Charles in the lane. And with the warm up on the inters, I'm going to be very slow. So the fact that he got past Charles is very good for him. And he is in prime position to take the lead of this race as we head onto the Mistral Straight. Trying to pull a gap. He is closer to me now than Charles, so we pull immediately to the inside. Try and drift over to the middle, forced him to the outside, and braking in towards turn 8, it looks like I kind of just push him. He takes the apex turn 8, and in order to try and not spin, I have to turn into him, and it gave me damage. I have had a quick look at this on the highlights, because I thought there's no way Max would turn in if I'm alongside enough, but no, he did. There's Max, not even along. Okay, there's quite. Ooh, that's very touch and go. He pulls ahead in the brake zone, but where? Oh, I don't. I'm not in the wrong there. I don't think I'm. You see, he's pulled ahead in the braking. So I have the right to come back at him, and it's very. He's pulled ahead in the braking, then I've pulled closer. But he's just turned into the apex anyway. Yeah, that would have spun us if we'd not gone into him. However, going into him gave us the damage. Where'd he go? There it is. I find it very hard to blame me, but I also find it very hard to blame Max. See, from Charles, it looks like Max has just turned in on me. I mean, I don't know, it's very dodgy because he's just pulled ahead in the brake zone. He's pulled completely ahead in the, almost completely ahead in the brake zone. But also in the brake zone, I've come back. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, it gave us front wing damage, so we had to come into the box at the end of this lap. We didn't have to, however, that mistake told me that I had to, because, yeah. We're gonna have to change the front wing anyway, because it was drying out, but, yeah. Oh, come on. Into the lane, back onto into tyres, changed the front wing, and now our race has been screwed. Find it very hard to blame Max though. So now we're back into the race on the intermediate tyres, new front wing. Stroll's coming down the main straight, he overtakes us, and so we get into the race in P10 with 23 full laps to go. I'm including this lap as a full lap, I don't know why. 22 complete laps to go. Anyway, how quickly did I overtake Stroll? That's it, down the inside, lap 32, very clean, no contact whatsoever, and up into P9. Able to go chase after Joe. I did get told that Joe has an issue, so it would be easier to catch Joe. So yeah, towards the inside, no contact, completely on the apex, alongside enough, and even ahead at the apex in the brake zone. I'm still debating the Max incident in my head. It's very hard to say it wasn't a racing incident, no. So, lap 35, we caught up to Joe, and he was having issues. As you can see, it's getting completely dry now. And it will be not long before we have to pit onto dry tyres, and I think this lap we did pit onto dry tyres. Yes, we did. We got the message on the main straight to pit, just like Monaco. Anyway, in the midst of that, we overtook Joe down the inside. Very clean move up into P9. So yeah, we are told on the main straight to pit lap 34 as we were crossing the line to pit to go on to lap 35. I think DRS got enabled somewhere in sector 3, and Joe's mistake there caused me to overtake him. I think it got enabled in sector 3 somewhere. Probably could have darted into the lane. Would have say it would have gained us a couple of seconds on everyone ahead. Maybe. I don't know. Who's the first guy to pit? Ricardo. 8 seconds to Stroll. He didn't really gain anything actually. Interesting. Anyway, we came into the pits at the end of this lap, onto the medium tyres, because that'd take us to the end. Softs, 18 laps, bit risky, especially when we're trying to chase down the top 7. Little bit wide. Inters on dry circuit is not very good, so having issues with grip. So yeah, definitely time to come in. The game's been really weird at the moment with wet weather. It's been very much like a switch, not like a dial like it should be. Like, it's been very full volume or no volume when it should be 0 to 100 volume. Medium tyres, on we go, back into the fast lane, get ahead of Joe and Stroll. Stroll managed to jump though. I think I held up Joe, so you're welcome, Stroll. And we get back into the race, P8, now able to go chase down the top 7. Whether we're going to be able to is a whole different question. 9 seconds to Perez. We did lose a second in the fast lane, in the pit lane. So we'll have to gain that somewhere as well. We need a safety car, to be honest. That's the only thing that would save our race. Gasly! What happened? Okay, collision warning somewhere then. I thought he retired. Jesus Lord! Oh no. Yep. Okay. Understandable. I mean, what the hell is... What? I've never seen an AI do this. Go right when there's literally no space. I mean, Vettel could have gone left a little bit more. Should have. But Gasly should have just gone straight. Well done, Gasly. You screwed yourself. 37. Oh, was it? It weren't another virtual safety car, was it? Why did everyone go slow? Oh, it was another virtual safety car. Yeah, that's right. My bad. I forgot. I was hoping it was a full safety car. However, because I was so close to Stroll, I couldn't stop and make it a full safety car, and that would just be cheating. When did it end? Oh yeah, that's right. Ended on the main straight, I believe. It was so weird. Yeah, because I was so close to the Delta, watch. 2/10, and the virtual safety car is pulled in, and I thought I went under, so I slowed down. But no, we were back under racing. So yeah, we lost a second just because I thought I was under the Delta. Not my fault. I should have just done. I mean, when you're so close, it's very easy to do so. Although I've got another incident, and it's with Vettel this time. Do you lock up? No. Do you hit Ricardo? Nope, he's slowing down. He's retiring. Okay. Just as he enters Sector 3, thank you for not making me sit through Sector 2. Pulls over to the side of the circuit on the right hand side. I don't get why they continue so far. Just pull over in the dangerous spot. Cause a safety car. Out of the race he goes. Yeah. No safety car. Unfortunately for us. We are not getting our lives saved today. And it was compounded even more. Oh, wait, no, we need to overtake Perez first. Heading into turn 1, he locked up massively. We took the apex to turn 1, turn 2, round the outside, and up into P7. Lovely jubbly. Gained 10 seconds in about 10 laps. 9 seconds to be honest. Lando overtook Sainz, and with 8 laps to go, we've got 7.5 seconds to catch. Judging by what we did with Perez, very doable. So yeah, Perez just locks up. We make sure that we get the overtake done because I was not wasting this opportunity. Golden. And we did it up into P7. Brilliant. Although we did track extend somewhere. To give us our second warning. I had a look at where this was. I forgot where it was. Oh, you know, no, I remember now. It was here. the second apex I've done it now. Oh wow, that was a big one. That's so avoidable. You've got to be kidding me. That one's so avoidable. Like, maybe the lap on lap 17. Unfortunate. This one, what the hell am I doing? Like, come on. That should not have been a warning. I should... What? Why was I cutting that much? I did not need the warning. Because now I've got 1 life left. Hold on while I just scream. Yeah. Yep. Screwed ourselves. Well done. Penalty. Lap 50. Caught up to science. Got within DRS. And we're just doing this for pride, to be honest, at the moment. And it was a very opportunistic move. Sector 3. Not through turn 12. No, I did have a look at it at turn 12, but we just weren't on the inside enough. Turn 13, weren't close enough either. So I decided to go at turn... I thought Crofty says there's 15 at this corner. Anyway, we decided to go at the final corner. We were very desperate. And that did not help at all. How many attempts did that lose us? 4.4, 4.5, 6. About 2 attempts. Very opportunistic. Down the inside. No contact whatsoever. A lot of wheel spin, and that's almost gave Science a chance to overtake us again, but he didn't take it. We took DRS though, so gave him the space. Swipe the entire circuit, and now we've got 3 laps to build a 3-second gap. And on lap 53, it was 2.3. We had to gain 8 attempts, and we were doing it until Science decided to go beast mode on this final lap. He had plenty of ERS. I did not. We're in sector 3. Why am I doing this? He had plenty of ERS. I didn't. I used all of it on this final lap, and so we are trying our hardest. We need 6 more attempts in this final sector. We are doing it. We were doing it. We were getting the gap that we needed until this final lap. And Science went beast mode. Maybe that mistake would gain us 2 attempts, and he wouldn't have got DRS on the Mistral straight on that first lap. But it doesn't matter. We finished P7, 2 attempts. We don't make that mistake. He's not closer by 2 attempts, and he don't get DRS on that Mistral straight on the lap that we overtook him. Did he even get it on the Mistral straight? He did. 8 attempts, 8 attempts, 8 attempts. 2 attempts. 2 attempts! Then that mistake has cost us 4 attempts to Science. That mistake cost us 4 attempts. We screwed ourselves. I will say, we screwed ourselves massively. I need to sleep on it. I need to sleep on the Max incident. And yeah, I need to think about it. We very easily should have won that race. If we stayed out when we had the damage, probably wouldn't have been pushed. We probably wouldn't have got a penalty. We probably would have been. To be honest, we only probably would have been as low as P3 because we would have lost 5 seconds. We only had to wait like what, 5 laps? 8. Should have waited a lap. Oh well, that's what happens. We've just eroded the gap that we gained in Austria. Now Max and Lewis are back within the target gap. Lewis 10 points, Max 24 points. Well, second half of the season will be good for us. So, yeah. How's this still 50 minutes? Unbelievable. See ya. Hello and good morning. Welcome to the Monday morning review of the French Grand Prix. I will warn you, I do have hay fever, and so I may be sneezing quite a bit during this. I hope you get it as well, Bobbi. We only need to go back to Championship 39, Austria, when you got a nosebleed from hay fever and you didn't finish a race. Anyway, in attendance we have Bobbi Winter, driver, Mark Beasley, the race engineer of said driver, Toto Wolff, team principal of the team, and Rosie Waite, the head of strategy. Without further ado, let's get into the race and let's see how we did as a team. So, race result. Max P1, Charles Leclerc P2, and Fernando Alonso P3 rounding off the podium. The championship rivals and us, well, we were P7, Max was P1, Hamilton P4, Charles P2, and Alonso P3. Respective teammates of those drivers, obviously Hamilton is our teammate, Verstappen's teammate, Perez P8, Charles' teammate, Carlos Sainz P6, beat us by penalties. Alonso's teammate, Esteban Ocon, down in P13. So the 2 stars and a wish, basically. Max won with us in P8. We'll get onto that later. We got a fast lap though. Okay, let's talk about it. It was a very good race, very good, until lap 30. Whether it's your fault or not, you were alongside heading into the brake zone, but then you broke earlier. He pulled ahead. However, you pulled back within a car length during the braking, but he turned in on you, and to stop yourself from spinning, you turned into him. Fair enough. Unfortunately, it gave us damage. We decided very quickly at the team that it was too much for you to continue. We boxed you, and essentially you finished a pit stop behind Max. It's very hard to look past the point fact that Max was ahead of you at a point. But it's very hard also to look past the point that heading into the brake zone, you were alongside, and Max only pulled ahead because you broke a little bit earlier. I do have to agree with the stewards though. No penalty. It's just very unfortunate. So, how has all of this race result affected the Drivers' Championship? Well, you still lead P1, Verstappen's P2 and Hamilton's P3. Our championship rivals, Charles in P4, Alonso P5, we can kind of ignore Alpine now, and the respective teammates. Perez in P10, Sainz in P6 and Ocon P8. So Max scored a ton of points, and there is nothing to add. Max closes in a lot. He scored 25 points. With us P7, we scored 5 points, I believe. I think we were P7. But we definitely got an odd amount of points because of the fastest lap. Well done on that. So Max closes in about 20 points. Not good at all. Again, the Max incident, all strung from that. There's not really anything you could have done much more. If you didn't turn into Max, you wouldn't have got the damage. However, you probably would have spun. Would this have been better? I don't know. We would have been closer. Would we have been overtaken by more than just Charles and Max? I think so. It is very hard to say what was best there. But if you didn't get damage, you would have done the best thing, but obviously you got damage. So you didn't do the best thing. Unfortunately, our simulations aren't good enough to find out what would have happened if you did something different. So let's not ponder about that too much and go over to the Constructors' Championship. So we're P1, Ferrari's still P2, Red Bull is still P3, and Alpine is still P4. Red Bull and Ferrari gain major points. However, we gain points on Alpine, and that's it. Yeah, because not only did Max beat us, but Max beat Lewis by quite a bit. So much so that even though we beat Perez, it didn't matter. Same with Charles and Carlos. Carlos beat us, and Charles beat Lewis, so of course Ferrari going to gain. But obviously we gain points on Alpine. Very good. However, we don't need to include them anymore. So, if we've got nothing else here, we can just move on to the race lap graph. Hopefully that's more positive. And it is. Early stint, medium tyres. Could have gone softs, to be honest. Very consistent, very good. First intermediates. Steady increase in time, obviously still raining. Onto the wet tyres, pretty much flat line. 4 proper laps on the tyres. We didn't need to make that pit stop, I don't think. We probably could have survived without it. And then the second intermediates, it was drying. Obviously contact with Max, damage, second pit stop in that little area. Then obviously a couple of laps later onto dry tyres. And very consistent medium stint to the end of the race. So yeah, intermediate pit stop, very good to finish the race, and very consistent since everywhere else. Nothing else to say really. Yeah, just that one lap that screwed us over. So let's get into the French Grand Prix in 8 images. So Bobbi, you came in with very predictably early incident with Max and pole position. Mark, you came in with the Drivers' Championship and the race result. Toto, you came in with the race result and qualifying 3 again. And Rosie, you came in with the forecast and the fact that we matched the front runners in terms of pit stops. So let's get straight into your images, Bobbi. The incident with Max on lap 30 and pole position again. Yeah, like I said, I don't think we can talk much about the incident with Max. He pulled ahead, so technically he has right away. You pulled back ahead. Whether that was too late, might have been, but either way, he turned in on you. You did your best to save it. I don't think there's much else you could do really. But hey, it happened, and we can just move on from it. We can learn that you should have backed out from that. But obviously, if you thought you were alongside, that's fine. You've just got to learn what's not alongside and what is. That'll help reduce the amount of contact you get. And honestly, pole positioning in, very self-explanatory. Not much else you can say there. Very good job on the Saturday. So, Mark. Max and Lewis are within the points gap and fastest lap by 200. So yeah, 12 races down, 8 points target every race, plus 2 points from the sprint. So we should have 98-point gap. However, Lewis is under that gap by 10 points, and Max is under that gap by 24. Not good at all. So yeah, just do better next time. That's very sorry. That's very rude from me. It's just very annoying. Like, it's very hard to say, "Oh, you did a good job. You did a great job. You just got unlucky," because you caused the front wing damage by turning into Max. However, Max turned into you, and as a byproduct, to keep your car in a straight line, you turned into him. Very difficult either way. But yeah, fastest lap by 200. Very good job on that side. The dry stints were good, despite dropping a couple of positions on lap 1. Very good. So, Toto, your 2 images. Overall, 7 positions lost as a team, and no 1 free in qualifying. Yes. So, Bobbi, you dropped down 6 positions, and obviously, Lewis dropped down 1. Max gained 18 points. My bad earlier. So yeah. Where do you go? Where do we start? Lewis essentially dropped 2 places because he overtook you, Bobbi, and should have been P2. However, Charles and Alonso finished ahead of him. So yeah, we would have still scored. If you did win, we still would have scored more points than Red Bull because Perez is so far down the order. And the same with Sainz for Ferrari. So, yeah, Constructors is a lot closer than it really should have been. 1-3 qualifying. Very good place from both of you. Just a real shame. Really annoying that we could not word for word translate that into a 1-3 or even 1-2. Definitely a double podium in the race. It's very annoying that we couldn't do that. So last but not least, Rosie, your 2 images. Rain arrived earlier than forecasted and we matched the winning strategy. So yeah, the rain was forecasted to come at that 5th icon, which is 5, 10, 15, 30, 45. Between 30 and 45 laps, minutes into the race. Did it? Absolutely not. It came in about 20, let's be honest. However, despite the strategy being awful because of the rain, not anything to do with you, Rosie, that was a good. It would have been a good strategy had the rain arrived later when it was actually planned. Obviously, we can't ever have a perfect forecast, but it'd be nice if the forecast would actually be correct once in a while in terms of the timing. But despite that, we matched the winning strategy, came in for inters on the same laps, same with the wets. However, Max did box and lap early on the going back onto inters, and that's kind of what caused the issue because he had much more pace. Yeah, let's not talk about that again. It was a very good weekend up until that point. But we can bounce back. We got Hungary up next. Final race of the first half of the summer, first half of the season. I believe we can win. I don't see any reason why we can't. I believe there might be some rain. Who knows? We'll have to watch out. But yeah, I'll see you in a couple of days' time for the Hungary Grand Prix. So, back to me normally. Yes, I do have hay fever. That wasn't me making it up at the beginning. I don't know what the coughing was. That was probably me choking on something. The waist thing. I did a couple more bums before, but no, I should have. Anyway, this race was done on the 14th of May. This video is probably coming out even later than it is today. Today is the 9th of June. Almost 4 weeks. Jesus Christ, I am bad. I haven't even got Austria up yet. Austria might be online before this is actually on my phone. Actually, I doubt it. Anyway, this race was done 4 weeks ago. I probably have forgotten some things. I will try and get some F1 23 news videos out soon. I actually haven't watched anything, and I keep forgetting that the F1 game comes out this time next week. I don't even think I have it pre-ordered yet. No, I don't. I definitely don't, because I have a digital Xbox, so I know no one's gifting it for me. So yeah, I mean this season's not going to be finished before then anyway. I won't be playing it tomorrow. Family event stuff, and so yeah, it'll be a long while before I get the game. Might as well just wait for my birthday in August. I'm sure you know it's around August. I keep slipping up, don't I? Anyway, I'll probably just blur that out. I'll just put a robot voice saying summer. But anyway, yeah. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye.